All right, first question of the night. I want you to rank your top 3 playoffs to watch in sports.
Top 3 playoffs in sports. Any order?
Any order?
I don't have an order. I got 3, but I don't have. I don't know if to put them in order or not. But I'd probably say March Madness.
Okay.
I'm not a big basketball fan, but I love March Madness. I love watching it.
That beats that tournament.
Yeah, it's just the upsets and all the craziness and those little small schools you've never heard of go on a roll, and that's pretty cool to watch. And then probably college baseball. The college baseball. I'm a big old school Omaha Rosenblatt Stadium. Like that's before they took all the juice out of the bats, and the old school LSUs were knocking home runs every time. And that was really fun. But I'd probably say number 1 is college football.
Is it college football?
Yeah, and the playoff is cool the way they have it now, but I wish they'd expanded a little bit. Like it's not my absolute
But it's
favorite.
better than it used to be.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Where you just pick a team, and I'm gonna say not pick a team, but there was so much subjective going on in the who's going to be in the top game. So yeah, I think the way they got it now, it's better. I think they're opening it up. I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me on that. But I think they're opening it up to like 12 or 8 or 12 or something. But I think that'll be really cool if they can just keep all those bowl games. It's a money deal for those guys.
Absolutely. All right. So for me, I've got I have the March Madness as well.
Okay.
I have for me, the MLB World Series, just because it's just, I don't know, something about it. You get to kick back and hang out and just know that you've got more games to watch beyond the night. And then my other one is kind of a sleeper, I think. It's the Women's College World Series. Ooh. Watching the softball players, it's just like so much faster of a game and stuff. I love baseball, but
watching Oklahoma girls rec shop, aren't they
unreal? Yeah. No, they're always like right there. Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, that's cool. Girls softball is pretty awesome to watch. Those girls they get it, man.
They definitely do. Absolutely. All right, guys, welcome to the podcast with Coach Cale Sanders. Once again, this is week 11 going into the away game against Hobbs, and lots to talk about with that. I wanted to before we even get into the Hobbs game, I wanted to get a take from you on some of the things that you guys do outside of training physically. Like you've got to be ready physically, the fitness, the plays that you run, all of that stuff. But what do you guys train outside of that in terms of like mental strength, visioning, things, maybe even noise? Do you guys play like loud music or crowds or something while you guys practice?
Yeah, we do. We got the jukebox, kind of going back to our old conversation of those kids don't like my playlist. But yeah, we play music, and it's kind of funny. Coach Widener was, he was his first right out of the box, and we started summer practices, and I'm blaring music, and we got a pretty decent sized little speaker out there, and it sounds pretty good. And you have to yell over it, So he was like, why is all this music going on? The kids can't hear me. Yeah. And I would just be like, hey, you got to learn to work in chaos.
I like that.
And me screaming and him screaming. And I wouldn't say, like, for one, it's always good to have music. Like it's just, I like it. But yeah, I guess a little bit it would help with, communications. And, we changed a lot of our stuff this year to from a huddle to a kind of a muddle huddle, get on the line, and everything's signaled in from the sideline. Okay. So that helps with that. There's no, running stuff in and out. And, on the other end of that stuff is we try to build adversity into our workouts and in our practice and all the other extracurricular stuff. But we were actually talking about this today. It's funny, you always ask questions that we talk about.
I've got I
think you got a mic
in there for sure.
But and it's some other program that this is not a new idea. I'm stealing it from people that I know that have been successful. But they do like leadership classes. Okay. You take a handful of kids and you kind of hand select those guys, and then you do once a week or once every other week in the off season, and it's just order pizza at someone's house or at the school or at the film room or something, and bring in guest speakers and talk about how to be a leader or what this means, and just teach them more of not the X's and O's, right? The life lessons and being a leader and doing all those little things right. And the teams that I know that are doing it are some of the best teams in the state right now. And I'm not saying that's going to make you a better football player, but together as a team, it's going to help. And that's where I think in the past this program has probably failed a little bit is the leadership and how they lead. Now we have really good leaders, and sometimes they just lead the wrong way.
Sure.
And I just think it's because they never had to do it, and they've never been taught how to do it right. Yeah. So, and it's a culture thing, and that's going to take a little bit to get, and that's part of it is learning that little stuff. So that we're going to do some stuff like that, and then I love stuff like that, and I want to go to clinics and learn how other coaches run their programs, and you get a little tidbit from here and tidbit from here, and put it together and make it ours. But that's a big part of it.
Yeah, actually, kind of going off of what you spoke on in terms of like leadership speeches and stuff like that. I've also been in rooms where teams that I've been on have been put in in front of a speaker, and they're talking about some of the hardships that they went through, and you almost just feel like you band together, like, man, I got to take this. I can't take this for granted. Yeah. This guy, he lost his leg in battle, or those types of things where you're just like, from this day, or a car accident, from this day to this day, you just never know. Yeah. And I just want to go out and play 100,000%. And make sure that my guys are with me, whatever. But I'm not going to go out there and be mad about this guy said something rude to me. Yeah, I'm over that. I want to be brothers anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. And then that's learned, right? So we actually did a thing during camp, and it was I have 10 ships before a championship, and it's leadership, craftsmanship and hardship. And we would bring in, if a coach wouldn't pick a topic and talk about it, we had people come in and speak to us, and we had some really good speakers come in and kind of share what they thought, hardship was. Or we had a war veteran that's with the police station. Robert Chacon came in and spoke, and it's really good. I think just build on that and just find different ways to just, and it helps the general public and those people outside of the program feel like they're part of it too. And just know that this community loves our football program, and they're going to do anything and everything they can to help us out. And that's part of growing great young men. So I'm really looking forward to doing stuff like that.
I can't wait to hear what you guys come up with.
Yeah. We'll if you think of something, shoot it on over. Man.
I will for sure. All right. So Hobbs, they're going to come with 110%.
Absolutely.
It's at home. They've got that home field advantage. People are going to show up. Absolutely. How do you make sure the boys come with all they've got in the final game of the regular season on the road? They know what's in front of them.
Well, you're right. They're going to bring the house. Like it's going to be a circus over there, and that's going to be a good crowd. And I expect our guys to bring a pretty good crowd too, because it's kind of throw the records out the window. It's Hobbs,
right?
It's like Texas OU. It's you just throw it all out the window, and it's one game, and it's a rivalry game, and. So, Hobbs is going to have their flashing lights and their Jumbotron and all of our stuff. And our kids just, most of our kids have seen that stuff. They either played over there or they've been through this before. Clovis had the flashing lights too. So I think a lot of that stuff will be out of the wayside. But our guys they're going to show up for Hobbs. We've been prepping this game since, a week from now from last year. Like as soon as we started off season, it was beat Hobbs, beat Hobbs, and those kids they'll show up and play for Hobbs. And like I said, it doesn't matter if we're 0-9 going into this game. They're gonna get up for Hobbs, and the kids are gonna play. So I don't have any doubts about being flat or lax or not going into this game with a little bit of energy. We got to control that energy. It could be too much sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I think we approaching this week as. After the loss to Cruces, it really put us in a hole, and we just told them, listen, just have fun this week. Let's go out there, be loose. We still got to learn and do everything right. We can't get crazy and be silly or jacking around or not. But just be loose and let's just have fun and just go out there and play football. Maybe that's what we needed to do all year. Just relax a little bit and just go out there and have fun. So that's kind of the approach we're taking with this week.
What is the game plan for Hobbs defensively?
score more points than they do, and then stop them from scoring. Yeah, right. That's easier
simple.
said than done,
Yeah.
right? No, Hobbs is the last 2 games Hobbs has put up, I believe it was 58 and then 56, I believe is.
Yeah.
So they've been putting some points on the board. So yeah, we're gonna have to slow that down. Are we gonna stop it? No. I mean, it's like an Artesia.
Right.
They're gonna score, and they, a lot of those coaches actually from Artesia. So they're gonna put points on the board. We just got to not bury our head in the sand when something bad happens, because it's bound to happen. It's a football game. And then offensively, we just got to help and keep that offense off the field. But their defense is solid. I think their defense is probably the better part of their football team.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so yeah, it's going to be a double-edged sword. And if we don't, like I said, I say it every week, but if we don't come out and do what we're supposed to do, then yeah, it's going to be a long game. But we have to get them off the field, and we have to sustain drives, and we got to score. Like, we're averaging like 28 points a game somewhere along in there, and that's just not going to cut it. Like, we're going to have to light it up a little bit. I don't want to get in a track meet with them though. Like, we're not really built for a track meet team. These are those Cleveland and La Cueva games that are 82-76. We're not really built for that. We're not that explosive, but we have the potential to put some points on the board, of course. But I don't like those track meets. I want to play a 14-10 game.
You don't want a basketball score?
No, yeah, not at all. So it's going to be a good one. So that offense is potent, and I think they're getting better. Everybody's getting better, right? They're 9 weeks in. So,
what are the strengths of their offense? Is it just they know how to throw the ball well, or?
Yeah, they put it up, and they got some good schemes. They do good, and they spread you out. So you pretty much have to cover 53 1/3 yards wide. So at some point they're going to stretch you out, and you got to. It's almost pick your poison, right? You're going to stop the pass, you're going to stop the run, and they're a true blue 50-50. That's and I kind of. I really liked the way what Hobbs offense ran last year, which they had some dudes. So I kind of was like, I really like how they attack people, and it makes it hard for a defensive coordinator to pick and choose. And if you can do both, and that's where we're getting. We're not there yet, but that's kind of the model. I wouldn't say the model didn't copy Hobbs but just the idea and the thought process of how they operate their offense. So, they're gonna do that. They're gonna spit us out, and as soon as we go out to cover somebody, they're gonna hand it off. And they're at the huddle and they're checking plays, so it's not like they can't check and see what we're in and just try to put themselves in the better side. So we got to be able to adjust and disguise some stuff and show something and give them another look and confuse them. And we're gonna have to bring some heat this week. So I think we're gonna try to bring a little bit more heat than normal. And why not? If we're going to go down, let's go down swinging, So
with that being said, last week we talked about we beat Cruces, we beat Hobbs, then we're in the playoffs no matter what. We lose to Cruces. Is there still playoff hopes?
Yes.
There is, okay.
There is, and of course, we're not even talking about that this week. It's more of just beat Hobbs. Just beat Hobbs, and we'll worry about that crap later.
Right.
But yes, to answer your question, there is a chance now. It's slimmer than it would have been if we would have got both of them, right?
Right.
If we would have got both of them, we were in guaranteed. If we get Hobbs, it turns into a mathematical equation that I don't even know how to explain.
Right.
So then you got, Hobbs. If we beat Hobbs, we have the tiebreaker over Hobbs. But Hobbs has a tiebreaker over Alamogordo. But Alamogordo has a tiebreaker over us.
Wow.
Then you start getting into criteria points of strength of schedule, win over district opponents, max prep rankings. So it all depends on. There's some subjective stuff in there that who knows. I don't know.
And then however Alamogordo does.
Yeah,
this
so
weekend,
it's really, it's hard to say. Yeah, if we win, we're in. Because I don't know that, but
right.
It's a
there's a
lot better chance than we lose.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
If we lose, we're done. And I get that. And if we lose, we probably shouldn't be there anyway. So it is what it is. But I would love to have another week with these guys. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so we talk about getting pumped up for games like this. It's not going to take a lot to get pumped up for Hobbs, but I wanted to get your take on this. I had seen some stuff on just getting pre-game energy from different things like energy drinks. What do you think about stuff like that for your athletes? What do you say to your guys like Red Bull, Monsters, things like that before the games?
Absolutely not.
No.
Because the crash behind it, it's just sugar. It's just that glucose. It's just a short time high. Like, that's when you start getting the cramp in, and it's just that stuff's not good for you, man. Just drink water, Gatorade, and rock and roll. Like, to me, if you need some extra, something to push your energy, like if getting ready for a football game's not enough, like there's something wrong. Like if you need help with that, then maybe we should really double check and see where our heart and our mind is, because
especially in high school.
Yeah, it's just like if nothing gets you up more than a high school Friday night football game, just walking out, seeing the lights and the band, and like if that doesn't do it for you, like you might check your pulse, because there's something wrong with you. Because it still gives me the heebie-jeebies every time. It's just, you get goosebumps, and I'm not thinking about it right now. I'm getting goosebumps. Like, that's just nothing better than the start of a Friday night football game. Period. I don't think there's a drug in the world that's just as good as that.
I agree. All right, so kind of to piggyback off of the energy drink thing, absolutely not. Supplements in high school sports, protein, creatine, steroids, all that stuff. Obviously, you're going to say no to steroids on camera. No, I'm joking.
On camera. Yeah.
But creatine, protein drinks, like what do you tell your guys to help, with all of that?
I'll never say no to protein. Protein is good, 365. I don't hate creatine either, but creatine needs to be done off season, and you need to start winging off of it probably June, July. Creatine it sucks up a lot of water, and you start having some issues during camp and throughout the season. You have to be extremely hydrated, and there's a lot that goes into it, but that's way above my pay grade. But just everything that I've ever known or done, it's you wing off creatine during the season, but protein, we're burning muscle and energy all the time, so that constant rebuild, and we're still working out, and so in the season's grueling, so it doesn't hurt you to have that extra nutrients getting shoved in your system, for sure.
If you could take your players to one college football game, where would it be and why? Because I think the easy thing to say is Texas, because that's your squad.
Yeah, but that's not even on my list. The two that pop up would be a Texas A&M game.
Okay.
Because that stadium,
12-man environment,
it's just phenomenal. Or Neyland Stadium against like an Alabama or something like that.
Okay.
Like that place you can't even describe it unless you've been there. So like that atmosphere is, that's hands down probably better than anything at DK Royal Stadium.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So my next segment is for your players and assigning them to most likely.
Oh.
You ready for this? All right. So on your team, most likely to be a movie star.
Oh. Most likely to be a movie star.
Yeah.
That's probably Gavin York. He's a little like Miami Vice-y looking guy. Like,
okay.
I think
Shades on.
Yeah, he's always
Hollywood.
Cool. Yeah, he's always a cool cat. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go most likely to be a comedian.
A comedian.
Who's got the jokes?
Oh, jokes. Let's see. I know the one's always jacking around, but probably Josie.
Okay.
Josie's always got something funny to say, or he's just a happy, bubbly guy. Like, yeah, I could see that with him.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Most likely to have a snack either tucked away in his game uniform or on the sideline.
I could probably give you about 10 of those guys.
You can name more than one if you want.
Yeah, probably any O lineman. But Jorge Perez has always got snacks. Like,
really?
You walk by his locker and he's got like noodles in there, and
sure.
Like, I'm like, you need to clean that out. Like, we're gonna get rats, man. Like, and he's a great kid. He's always got food, but Renson Quimby, he's always eating something. Like he would probably be a guy that would probably have a snack or a banana or something in his game pants and pulling it out. Yeah, so
on the field.
Yeah, something. He's always eating something. Yeah,
that's awesome. All right, next one is most likely to forget their uniform.
Oh well, it's not. That's happened. We had
who has forgotten their uniform?
Yeah, no names. We won't do that to them. But
okay, spend way too much money on clothes or shoes.
Oh,
most likely. Who's always fresh?
Ivan Venegas is probably the kid that's always clean. Like his attire, like he always looks good. Like he's always clean cut, and he's got the he's kind of got the, I don't even know how to explain it, but like the gangster look, like he's just like old school though, not like and he's always looking sharp. So yeah, I could probably see him dropping some money on some of it.
Oh, you're talking about like New York gangster, like just
no, like old school Dickies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Aztecas and all that. He always looks good though. Yeah.
All right. Most likely to become a coach.
Oh. Probably Kaysen.
Okay.
I think he enjoys the X's and O's. Eloy's right behind him there too. He's he's a sponge. He wants to pick up a lot of that stuff. And there's probably several coaches on that team that I'm just missing, but it's normally those kids that understand and they love the chess match, right? Because that's the part of football that I absolutely love. I could sit up there and sit in that office for 4 days just scheming. Of course, we can't do it all. I want to do it all, but we can't. We got to find stuff that fits our system. But yeah, I think that those two would be probably a couple of them they'd probably be really good coaches too.
Sure.
Because they get it and they understand it. So that's not always the case. Some of our guys just know what they do on that particular play. They don't understand the schematics of the entire play, like what we're actually trying to do. They just know on, this play I'm doing this.
Right. I'm blocking here, I'm running here. Sure. And lastly, most likely to become a billionaire. Who's got the ideas, the drive to be the business guy? All business.
It's probably Yulee. Quiet type.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He'd probably just.
And I think he has like 3 jobs.
Yeah,
too, right?
he's not scared to work. Him and his brother both. They work, and that probably, comes from the house. Comes from home. But they do. They just are grinders, and he's gonna be successful because he works hard.
Yeah.
So he's probably not gonna hit the $1 million real quick, but he's gonna grind it out, and he's gonna be successful.
Sure.
So.
All right. I had a couple of questions from viewers. So a shout out to Copeland, who gave me this question: favorite old school video game? Like, what's number 1 overall?
Am I dating myself?
Go for it.
If I say like,
just as long as you're not saying like, what is it, ping pong, or what was the first
Pong?
game? Yeah, Pong. Like, as long as it's not bad, I think you'd be okay.
But I had that game.
Sure. Okay.
But yeah, no, probably like Tecmo Bowl.
Okay.
On the just regular old Nintendo, and then Contra. I don't know if you remember Contra or not.
I don't think I know that one.
It was.
What is that one about?
It's like just an army guy, and you just basically run through stages shooting stuff and collecting different guns. And
so I'm guessing you've never played like 007 GoldenEye then.
No, I wasn't much of a gamer.
Oh, okay.
I was outside, usually running around playing football or riding my bike or doing something like that. Like we didn't really do that much when we were these kids these days. They're glued to that thing. Like I just like turn that thing off and go outside, man. Like I'm really sounding old now. Like,
I know, right?
You old whippersnappers, get off of the video games. But yeah, it's and of course we liked to, when I got in college, we played a lot of like Madden, and the old NCAA college football was always a good one. But there's some fishing games too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I could never do that. I could never get into that. Something like that.
Yeah.
You got to have patience for games like that.
Yeah, I just don't have the time or the patience for it. I'm just like,
Sure.
I'd rather actually go fishing myself instead of sitting here at the TV.
Yeah.
But if I get on one and I get like, I could sit there for.
The competitive spirit comes out on you.
I got to win, whatever.
Yeah.
But
all right, the last one. These ones also came from students, but this is my next quiz on the words. They just kept. I know. They kept filling up the list, and they said, "Can you ask him about this? Can you ask him about that?" You've got a crowd that wants to know if you know these.
I think your crowd just wants to make me embarrass me.
First word, NPC. It's not a word. What is that?
An acronym.
An acronym? Yeah. NPC.
NPC. No.
Do we know this one, Aaron? An NPC? Okay. An NPC is a non-player character, just somebody that's just in the game, just floating around. So in real life, it'd be somebody that's just like there. That's where we're at with that.
Yeah.
All right.
I wasn't a gamer, so.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
It's like an extra in a movie.
Sure. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Exactly. Serving.
No. Unless you doing something for others.
Yeah, that would be great, but
Yeah,
no, that's
no,
not
that's
it. I honestly don't remember what they said the answer to that was, so they might have to help me out.
Put in the comment section.
What about lit?
Lit, like that's fire. That's awesome. That's good.
Yes,
Yeah,
that is correct.
Gas.
That is correct. That is
Gas.
that might be different, but pressed.
Pressed?
Yeah. Pressed.
Like
Why are
like,
you so,
like I'm
why are
pushing
so
you for
pressed?
something, or
kind of. Why are you
like-
so pressed?
yeah, like
Why are you pressing me?
yeah, that's kind of like lay off, man. Like quit
Yeah,
pressing me.
I think it's like just kind of
Why you pressing?
getting on to you a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm probably butchering these to help
Yeah,
out
it's all right.
on my end.
We
but
both look dumb.
finna.
Finna. I'm finna go get a burger or something. Yeah.
So fixing two.
Yeah.
But just
Yeah.
we can't say both words. We can't say
No,
two words.
I mean,
just mash them together. Boom.
those English teachers are probably losing their
They
gourd right
love
now.
it. We actually had a meeting today at school, and we were talking about like just punctuation.
Yeah.
But when you have words like this, how can you punctuate? And throughout the sentence.
Take it up with the
baby.
new principal.
That's right. That's right. And then lastly, banger.
Banger. Like that's like a really good one, or a like the best, or
Yeah.
I like that one's a banger.
Most of the
that
time
song's a
associated with
banger. Yeah.
music,
Yeah.
yep. A banger. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So hopefully whoever watched thought this podcast
I think
was
I
a
did
banger.
better on that one.
I think you did. I think you did. I'd say you probably got like a 50%, maybe above a 50.
Yeah, I Googled
You're
a bunch
batting
of
above 500.
yeah.
That's pretty solid.
Urban Dictionary.
Exactly. All right, Coach. I'm not sure if this is our last episode or not.
Could be.
For this year. But if it is, do you have any words for viewers or your players or anybody that might be watching?
Man, I just appreciate you guys doing what y'all done, and coming out and supporting, and the guys that are supporting this, like, and you know, your sponsors. And I think it's a really good thing that you're doing, and I think it shines a really good light on the program, and that's what we need. That's what the program needs. You know, we're trying to build an attractive program and attract kids, and football's a numbers game, and I need every one of them.
Yep.
So I think this helps. Like, it's just part of the, you know, the exposure of what we're doing, you know, good, bad, and ugly. And so, yeah, this just thanks for hanging out, and thanks for talking, and thanks for, you know, giving some love to the Caveman.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for watching. We do always appreciate it. And this podcast is sponsored by Tate Branch. Thanks,
Cool.
Coach. Appreciate
Absolutely.
you.
Yes, sir.